Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. I was just doing some research on drag. Stay tuned for today's episode and learn a little bit more with us. Thanks to the huge success of competition reality show RuPaul's Drag Race, drag is in sort of a modern renaissance, if you will, with more media coverage than ever. Though the art of drag is now just starting to receive its flowers within the public sphere, the art has been around for decades.
Our journey takes us to the Shakespearean stages of the late 16th and early 17th century, where the art of drag first began not necessarily out of love for the art, but rather out of necessity. During this time period, the strong ties to the church led to laws in place where only men were allowed to perform such plays, thus leading to men dressing as women to depict female characters so the story did not suffer. The word drag is believed to have theatrical origins too, coming from the fact that the dresses men wore to play female characters would drag along the floor.
This is not what we think of when we think of drag today, but it was no doubt a start to the art form that we now know and love. Because soon after its Shakespearean introduction, drag became a way for men, often gay men, to express a different side of themselves. The over-exaggerated feminine looks, style, and body language became a way for these men to see a new persona in themselves.
As time went on, drag became more about the individual and the queens who built up their own fan bases. One of the biggest stars in the early 20th century was Julian Elton. Whereas many drag queens played on the fact that they were men in women's clothing, Elton had many fans convinced that she was not a character, but a genuine actress. At the end of performances, he would remove his wig and reveal his gender to the crowd, leaving the crowd in disbelief. Elton emerged from the world of vaudeville, known as the variety theatre in the UK, where cross-dressing was very popular and remained widely successful until variety theatre as a whole fell out in the favor of the 1930s.
While there was a tolerance, even celebration for LGBTQ people in drag in the USA during the 1920s and early 1930s, known as the pansy craze, American society became more reactionary in the mid-1930s, and fears surrounding sex crimes had a negative impact on the way drag was perceived. After the Second World War, although homosexuality was still frowned upon by society as a whole, even illegal in some cases, there were still drag acts who broke through and had success even despite the negativity. These include Danny LaRue in the UK, who claimed his name in the 1950s, and also Dame Edna Everage, who first appeared in the 1960s.
Up until this point, drag was a very personal, almost solo journey. That is until the ballroom culture took over the streets of New York in the 1970s, where drag balls were practically happening everywhere. These ballroom events involved owning the runway and the finest drag around in order to wow the judges and go home with a clutch of trophies. This is where the concept of the drag mother took hold and where the concept of the LGBTQ+ community began to form. Seasoned queens would actually take up-and-coming drag artists under their wing to show them how to work a stage as well as on their own look. They often provided a home to those who may be going through a difficult time in their lives, and not just those intending to enter the drag world, but creating what we now call drag families.
One of the most notable times in all of LGBTQIA+ history is the Stonewall Riot of the 1960s, in which drag queens, most notably Marsha P. Johnson, protested against police raids on gay bars in New York City, and led to the creation of the Gay Liberation Front. With the fight for acceptance and equality growing in the late 70s and 80s, we began to see positive representation gradually make its way into the mainstream. The famed Divine appeared in many movies by the director John Waters, most notably playing Edna Turnblad in the original version of Hairspray.
And by the early 1990s, RuPaul was on the cusp of global fame, combining a drag persona with an explosive recording career. And finally, by 1994, RuPaul had graced the cover of the now iconic Viva Glam campaign by MAC. RuPaul had broken barriers and now was and remains a household name that I bet all of our parents would know.
This was gigantic. This is the first time a drag queen has ever been put on the cover of...
A drag queen? A drag queen? I am the queen of drag.
With these barriers now broken, RuPaul had opened the gates for other drag artists to share their talent with the world on the Emmy Award-winning series RuPaul's Drag Race in 2009. Now, in 2025, drag is a prevalent part of our current media and pop culture with fans and franchises all over the globe. For this episode of Underground's Media of the Week, we are discussing theater, specifically movie theaters and theatrical releases.
So I saw Good Boy in theaters a couple months ago. It's like a horror movie from the perspective of a dog, which was really cool. And then last night I watched this movie called Caught Stealing with Austin Butler, and it was way better than I thought it was gonna be. Just kind of fun, like crime, violent, kind of goofy, but yeah.
In theaters, I know I saw the new Mission Impossible movie. I saw K-pop Demon Hunters. It Ends With Us. That was pretty good.
Saw Thunderbolts and Hell House LLC. That's not a new one, but I'm big on horror movies. Sinister 2. What? Oh, Wicked for Good. That was a fun one. Yeah.
But, of course, there are still theater hits from this year like Sinners, Wicked for Good, Superman, and of course the infamous Minecraft movie. The Minecraft movie did bring the community back to the theater, with people quoting the movie as it was playing with the entire audience.
I think it's the experience of like getting to see the movie for the first time, generally with like a bunch of new people and with a group of people. The first really memorable movie theater experience I had was with my family. We went to see Avengers Civil War, and that was like what really got us into the MCU initially, and that was really fun. And then I remember like when Marvel would release all their big movies before they started making a bunch of stuff, like that was very much a key experience in our family.
We used to always go see the new Pixar movie for Father's Day with my dad when I still lived at home, and that's something that my family did for so long, and that was always really nice to be able to sit and bond with them over a movie like that.
I remember when I saw my first movie, I don't remember how I was this, but I saw Up in theaters and I saw it in 3D. It was terrifying, but it was so cool to just see a movie that big before.
There has been a recent concern with theatrical releases due to the recent buyout of Warner Brothers by Netflix, who are known to make movies just for their own streaming platform.
Streaming services are ruining movies today. Warner Bros. Just bought Netflix, which means we're never going to see a movie theater again. We are done. Socialism is the backbone of society.
I definitely think it's a little mixed, but streaming has definitely gotten very complicated, just with how they switch things around and how they've added a lot of like adds to different things and like levels of that. So actually my family and I are moving towards canceling all of our streaming services, and I just recently got a DVD player and have like boxes full of movies and stuff, so we're moving towards not having the services.
I definitely think it's negatively impact the movie theater industry. It's been really sad to see how many movies aren't coming out in theaters anymore. It is convenient and I do like it every once in a while, but it's hard to see it impacting it.
There's a place where people can laugh, cry, and enjoy movies together for the first time.
I love movie theater popcorn. That's the big one. But I just like being able to like see just like the movie across my entire vision. I want to be fully immersed in it and like feel the sound in my body. I think that's so cool about it.
It's just an experience you can't get at watching a movie from home. It's just an unreal experience, such a massive screen, and you can't buy TVs that big, so it's pretty cool.
I think it's a very welcoming community because you get to see things for the first time. And I mean, I don't have a 40-inch screen in my house, so of course I want to go to the movie theater and see it for the first time amazingly.
Now, we've been talking a lot about the art of drag and the importance of community, but I think it may be better if we just go and show you just how amazing the drag community here is in Fort Collins. This December, me and Jayden had the opportunity to speak and watch a delightful, entertaining drag brunch at the Lyric, where we got to see our local community in action.
All right.
Hello, my name is Chris Agana, and I've been doing drag for 6.5 years. Drag was the type of art that embodied multiple things that I loved. It had theater on it, it had comedy, it had fashion, it had drawing because I paint my face, it has dance, and also has the part of it which is more political or which is more community oriented. We do a lot of work here in Northern Colorado when it comes to bringing queer people and allies to our shows and giving them a safe space to just be.
Christmas wish list.
Yes, a Christmas list. Very good.
Hi, my name is Matilda Bixby, and I have been doing drag. This is my 4th year now. The community is so nice and welcoming. I don't feel like there's any real judgment in our community. There may be from like some other queens and stuff, but like as far as like audience members go, like everyone, you can pretty much put anything on that stage as long as it's your art and you know you can tell that you're passionate and having fun with it, and people will latch onto it and watch it, and you know they'll applaud for you and cheer for you because I think Fort Collins has a good appreciation for like just any type of art, especially like performance and drag and stuff.
Make my wish come true.
It's so important to have our big events and our family-friendly events just to you know show that it's like this is a welcoming space for literally everyone, like of all ages, like of all people. I think it's good that we have an exposure to all types of art in our world just because we're on a floating rock. Like honestly, it's like if you can't go see a drag show and just have fun and watch people entertain because that's their passion, to go entertain, and you know I just think it's like lots of fun, and it just opens you up to like different possibilities. So
Everybody is different from one another, and we just remind them that it's important to embrace everyone's individuality at the same time that we are part of a community. This is what I say, everybody is special in their own way, but we do need to live as a community and as one group. Otherwise, we're not gonna go very far as a society.